Tweedledee, tweedledum. When it comes to a lass, Scanty is Dante, but Epper is quicker.
Loch Selavie. Might be worth looking into.
Joints are aching.
Nice tune.
Disperse! The exhibition of the original
That can only mean trouble.
Patrolling on an empty stomach. Oof, dreadful.
Monsters are your catnip. Lettuce mine! Ha! Dangly dipsticks and mangy muffs!
Welcome home, sir. I am Barnabas Basil Fawlty, by order... I previously...
Whoa, Barnabas Basil. One thing you ought to know. I'm not your typical landed gentleman. Truth be told, this is the first real property I've ever owned.
Oh, in that case...
Great. Can already see I'm... Vineyard comes across as a place with a rich history.
Baron Rossel, who went bankrupt, forcing him to sell the estate to the Duchess. The Baron, in turn, had purchased it from Monsieur Boleus of the Headsman, a truly colourful man of Ketweni.
He was actually a headsman?
No, not him, but his great-great-great-great-grandfather. Indeed. Apparently, he was a common cut-purse who somehow secured for himself the post of ducal headsman in Beauclair. Went about his work with an exceptional penchant. They say he chopped off more heads than there are grapevines in the ducal vineyards. He never hesitated, not once. Never sliced unevenly, never botched a job. For his exemplary service, the Duke granted him a title and this estate. Monsieur Boleus, on the other hand, was an engineer in his younger years. Once retired, he settled here and took to producing wine. Sadly, misfortune struck and he lost his sense first of smell, then of taste. Additionally, he could not drink alcohol. His medic forbade it.
Shame that. He gave up making wine?
Not at all. He made even more of it. Began throwing wild balls to which he'd invite friends from far and wide in order to treat them to his wine and delight in the fact that at least someone could enjoy it. It's the sort of man he was, Monsieur Bolius.
Mind giving me a little tour de...
Not in the least. Behold, sir, your estate in all its splendor.
Pretty vast.
Indeed. And now, sir, allow me to show you a handful of interesting details. Follow me, please.
Been a major domo all your life?
Yes, I come from a long line of major domos. My father was a major domo, as was my grandfather before him, as was my great-aunt. In fact, she was the one to start the tradition.
Great-aunt?
A hard woman. It is said that already as a child, she knew where she was going, and went there. When she arrived in Beauclair, she signed on as a chambermaid at one of the vineyards, then slowly worked her way up to Major Domo. She dragged the rest of the family up the same path.
I've lots to do before it gets dark.
Even a horse drops if you
The
ride
servants'
it.
quarters. I occupy the green home. With the Duchess's permission, I have hired a full staff. Their salaries to be paid from the ducal treasury.
Nice of her.
Not the most sightly part of the estate, I admit. But I think it's worthwhile for you as master of the domain to know where the help stays. Follow me, please. Baron Rossel ordered the vines in this part of the estate uprooted and olive groves planted in their place.
Nourish.
They look beautiful,
You
especially
need
in
colour.
spring.
Don't look at all bad now, either.
Down below lies your vineyard, where we grow a strain of Carfanere, one of the world's oldest. Aged in oak barrels, it provides for an exquisite wine with distinct blackberry, wild cherry, plum, and cinnamon notes. Marvelous.
Have to try it one of these days. Nice well. Picturesque.
Yes, though it ran dry long ago. During the raucous feasts Master Bolius held, he would order it filled with wine. There's a tale about a guest attending a Bolius ball for the first time and thus unaware of the custom. He had suffered great heartbreak and had decided to end his life by jumping into the well. The festivities were coming to a close, and the well was nearly empty when the suicidal guest finally jumped. Instead of killing himself, he merely broke his legs. To numb the pain, he drank the wine.
Drank himself to death?
Not at all. When found the next day, he had concluded he'd witnessed twin miracles. The water had been changed into wine, and he had survived. He retired to a monastery in the Dragon Mountains and began preaching the wisdoms of Lebioda.
I work from dawn to dusk's last light. Then give my wife a good long night. A man who dare not down some red is a man whose wife's like to drop his head.
Every day the same. Wine, and more like smuggling wine. It's enough to drive you batty.
Monsieur Bolius's wife Nina kept a garden here. A supremely lovely place it was.
Bit neglected now.
I agree. Yet nothing stands in the way of restoring it to its former glory, and once again planting it with herbs and other vegetation. Follow me, please. Madame Nina planted diminutive, delicate flowers and herbs here. One might say their aroma still hangs in the air.
You're quite the romantic, Barnabas Basil.
The book of lust is hard and good. No one can grip the damn thing.
Bread adds a spring to your step. Wine adorns your head with thorns.
This served as an additional wine cellar in years of plentiful harvests.
Bit of work and it'll make a fine stable for Roach.
Diddly snips.
I
My
work
back
from
aches
dawn
something
to
horrid.
dusk's last light. Then give my
The cellars, voila. During Monsieur Bolis's time, wine was kept here, but Baron Rossel used it to store olive oil as well. I took the liberty of cleaning up the mess, which...
I made while fighting the Bruxa. Thanks, Barnabas Basil. Appreciate it.
As you can see, the facade is, how to put it, slightly stained. But one cannot deny it, a certain subtle southern charm.
True, though it could use a bit of subtle paint.
And welcome inside. On the left is the master bedroom. On the right, the dining hall and kitchen.
Not a bad idea.
At the moment, the house is only minimally furnished. Yet I believe we will, together, devise some... With that, sir, you've seen the full if forgive me.
Think I'll take you up on that. Mentioned the place could stand to be
Oh, most decidedly, sir. The question...
Been thinking about the outer walls. Maybe a
If I might dare to... Not only did the residence positively sparkle afterwards, but we also made room to display the Admiral's armor and weapons, of which he was a passionate collector.
It's in your hands then. Make the place shine.
I shall get to work immediately. Within a day's passing, I shall have sent for the crew which rebuffed the Admiral's residence. They are the finest specialists around. Highly skilled at what they do, it shall not take them too long, I wager. Is there anything...
Got these spacious grounds.
Oh, yes! The way...
My armor needs work from time.
Admiral Rompali...
Good.
Immediately, sir. Will you be needing anything else?
In my trip.
Of course.
Then send out.
Of course. Will you be needing
Know what? Changed my mind. Not in the mood to talk about redecoration today. But I wanted to ask you something else.
I shall be glad to answer your every question, sir.
Starting to really like this place. Maybe we should keep going, refurbish some more. What do you think, BB?
I agree. Yet I would urge you to hold off on further construction until the ongoing work is done. Juggling can be a challenging art. It's best not to undertake too much at once.
Thanks. Gotta get back to my business now. See you soon.
A job is like a lady. You can always get a new one.
My hand shakes so bad.
Renovations coming along all right?
Wonderfully. The furnishings you last had me order have arrived.
Starting to really like this place.
I agree. Yet,
Thanks. Renovations coming along all right, Barnabas?
superbly, sir. In Athenus, the laborers dusting out the cellar have made a most unusual
If you say I...
What's the Zion catnip? Let is mine!
Strange. Something behind this wall, I think. Someone needs an escort. Not something I do in the laboratory. Might be worth investigating. Must have been an alchemist at one time.
If they would just take to work as they take to dance sentry.
BB, know anything about the laboratory?
A laboratory? Alchemy?
It is. It was walled up. Whoever it was sure knew that...
Forgive me, sir, but...
Just saying, it's top-notch equipment.
Then I am all the more delighted.
Starting to really like this place.
As you wish, sir. Shall we see to the house?
Starting to get into this whole renovating...
What a splendidly
So, sometimes I have to brew a potion.
Well, you're in luck, sir.
Good idea, Barnabas.
The idea is yours. Will you be needing anything else, sir?
You know, Roach.
Oh, a sturdy...
My Roach deserves the...
I shall get to work at one. Will you be needing anything?
Feels like by
Indeed, momentum is best maintained once established.
Was wondering about the guest room. Not that I'm expecting company, but...
Oh, but that is immaterial. All self-respecting homes should boast a comfortable guest room. What if someone were to drop by unannounced?
Yeah, sooner we start on that the better.
I can tell a man of action immediately. I'll see to it myself. The room shall be ready. Is there anything...
about...
Excellent idea.
Great. Order...
True indeed, true indeed. Is there anything...
Could use...
I know of a cup.
Fine.
Of course, at once. Is there anything...
Along the path, I've often picked up well...
I agree. It would...
Yes.
It goes without saying. By this time tomorrow, they shall be ready to Is there anything...
That's all for now, BB. Thanks.
Diddly snips. Backache, something horrid.
Go up to any knight and shout, "The beast!"
I'd rather
Your
be
snow
an
spoils the
eagle
armor
than
at
a
once.
quail. Yes, I should. If I only could.
Did you hear about the monster that
Oh,
attacked
you
the
bleating
Kitaranas
bumble.
there? They say it slaughtered them all.
If my lips don't stink of wine,
Bushel
my
of
wife
grapes
won't
is
know
more a
that
burden
wine.
than that steel of yours.
Spores will sprout again. Should destroy the area if I want to get rid of them for good. Something's seriously wrong here.